Connecticut, what's going on? Welcome to another edition of Chip's Unnamed Local Band Show. In this episode, we're going down to New Haven to visit with one of Connecticut's premier hip-hop artists. We're going out to a farm in Roxbury to meet up with Becky Kessler. And we're going out to Southington to meet up with Hard Water. Check it out. Connecticut, what's going on? We are down here on the green in New Haven, and standing next to me is a guy who's a big player in the New Haven music scene. This is Ceschi Ramos. What's going on, man?
How's it going?
It's going good. So this guy not only sings for a fantastic hardcore band called Dead by Wednesday, but as a solo artist, he was the winner of New Haven's Grand Band Slam, New Haven Advocates Best Hip Hop Artist, the first hip hop artist we've had on this show.
Oh, really?
So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
So let's talk about the music real quick. It's hip-hop, but it's not pure hip-hop, right? There's elements of folk and indie rock and other stuff in there. So how do we go from fronting a pretty intense hardcore band to, indie folk, hip-hop, mesh-inspired stuff?
Well, I actually started doing the solo thing before Dead by Wednesday started, but I've always been kind of involved in the hardcore scene and metal scenes, especially in Connecticut. And I used to there was a place called the Tune-In. I used to basically live there through my high school years.
Me too. We probably know each other from another life.
You look familiar, actually. But I've been doing the hip-hop thing around that time also. Like, I started, I started rapping when I was really, really young, like 8 years old. So around the time I was in high school, I really started focusing and recording a lot of this music and got much better at rapping.
Now, the most recent album which came out, which is called?
The One Man Band Broke Up.
The One Man Band Broke Up concept album, right? And we've seen concept albums in hip-hop and the hip-hop scene before. How does your concept album, though, differ from the average hip-hop concept album?
I think I think it really sticks to the story in a way that's unseen in hip-hop, actually. I mean, we see it happen once in a while, but this is pretty much more of a, I don't know. It's a story of this guy, Julius, sort of autobiographical, since my name is actually Julio Francesco.
My next question, by the way, was whether this was autobiographical, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of autobiographical stuff. It's sort of an album for musicians, and it's sort of like questioning, will we be doing this in a few years, and is it worth it? Is this lifestyle worth it? And, it's like kind of like this quarter-life crisis album for me.
Where do we see this music? And like we've talked about, you've got other projects, you've got other bands going on, but where do we see your music? Where is it taking you in the next year, 2 years, 5 years down the road?
It's just been growing a lot for me recently. Like I'm touring the world this year. I'm going to Asia and Australia and Europe just in the next few months. I've already done all of North America and Europe once this year alone. Just been touring constantly. It's really becoming a job, like a steady job for me. And I also run a record label called Fake 4, which takes up a big chunk of my time as well. We have about 20 artists from around the States, really, and Canada, and we are developing into a really strong indie hip-hop force just worldwide right now. So this kind of stuff is really becoming my bread and butter, I guess you could say.
And that's what we've been talking about on the show time and time again. You are a success, and you make it when you can quit your day job, go on tour, and not worry about who's paying the electric bill. And when you can go to Europe and Asia, then you're really a success. If you're even a fringe hip-hop fan, you got to check this guy out, because his music, I think, is accessible to anybody who likes hip-hop, even the tiniest little bit. So check it out. We're going to go into a video right now, correct? You want to introduce this for us?
I think this is going to be the video for Bad Jokes, right?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, this video was filmed in Munich, Germany, actually. I was on tour, and it was extremely cold. But check it out. It's me playing a homeless guy and myself. So, in the same video.
You can't get better than that. Check it out.
He apologized to the folks in the back row who got splattered in blood at the last show. He apologized for the spit and sweat that dripped off the skin on his chest, but nonetheless, he should have apologized for things that he never did when he should have, and things he did when he shouldn't have. All those sins that gathered up to form a 50-foot dragon sleeping in the labyrinth inside of his brain cavity. Stagnant G.G. Allen threatened to blow out his brains on stage, but instead when death day came, it was quiet and tame. Then there's the one about the girl in Berlin who jumped out a window and had people convinced her suicide was performance. Bad jokes about bad people and bad bars make the bad worse and make the good crash cars. Bad jokes about bad people and bad bars make the bad worse and make the good crash cars. So have you heard the one about the one-man band? The one-man band, yes, the one-man band. So have you heard the one about the one-man band? I heard he sang like an angel before he hanged. So have you heard the one about the one-man band? The one-man band, yes, the one-man band. So have you heard the one about the one-man band? Yeah, I heard it. But it's too soon to laugh about his follies in the past, about the way that he got fat and couldn't keep it in his pants. And I remember lies about 5-figure record deals, headlining bills and lines when he tried to convince me everything was real. But it was a crying shame seeing him lie in pain after realizing the way he wasted time on a game that dangled the prize in front of his tired eyes like arcade toy cranes with no claws to play. Bad jokes about bad people and bad bars make the bad worse and make the good crash cars. Bad jokes about bad people and bad bars make the bad worse. He used to sing, goddamn another one of God's bad jokes, when he stabs and pokes at our last hopes. We were young once and wrote songs about not giving a fuck, acting like we had some guts. Laughing on a bar stool, dumb drunk, as one hand fiddled with some nuts while the other held the mug. And every crease in his face was a fault line that looked like it had been drawn there at the beginning of time. But he was only 45 when he died, with no family left behind, just instruments and a mic. And the story goes that he cried like a baby as he tied the noose, waiting for someone to come and save him. So have you heard the one about the one-man band? The one-man band, yes, the one-man band. So have you heard the one about the one-man band? I heard he cried like a baby before he hanged. So have you heard the one about the one-man band? The one-man band, yes, the one-man band. So have you heard the one about the one-man band? I heard he cried like a baby. Goddamn another one of God's bad jokes, when he stabs and pokes at our last hopes. We were young once and wrote songs about not giving a fuck, acting like we had some guts.
Oh, it's hot. Hey, waiter. Yes, something to drink. Very well, sir. Nice and cold. What do you like? Oh, yes, I see. Well, a draft maybe.
Coming up after the break, we're going out to a farm in Roxbury, Connecticut to meet up with singer-songwriter Becky Kessler.